So tonight I watched 30 Days of Night, which came out in 2007 with Josh Hartnett and a lot of other people that I didn't know their names. He was just one that popped that immediately I knew, oh, that's somebody I know as an actor. But 30 Days of Night, watching it, this one just, I don't know. There's a couple positives I can give this. Like, I do love the idea and concept. I love the idea that in Alaska, 30 days, no sun, these vampires come out, and of course you've got to survive for 30 days. That's awesome. That's such an incredible, like, use for a horror movie. That's so cool. That is a really awesome idea. But watching the movie, it just fell flat. I literally was like, that is such a cool premise. That is awesome. And then watching it, I was like, oh, there's not much to really go on here. It's just vampires killing and they're surviving, but it didn't have anything that felt any different than this type of movie where, like, all the acting was totally alright. It was nothing outstanding. These characters were not outstanding in terms of writing. They were just there, typical, like these other movies like this, these other vampire movies where, like, it's just there's not anything to cling on to. No characteristics to enjoy about these characters. No emotion. The violence, I want to say, is actually pretty good in a lot of moments. Like, the violence is good, but it's got a lot of dumb CGI in it. And it's done because the vampires, whenever they open their mouths in a CGI way where it gets too big, and I'm like, that just ruined it for me. Sometimes that works whenever they extend, like, their mouths in, like, vampire movies, like, with CGI, but in this one it looked dumb. I was like, no, that doesn't work. So everybody in the movie is just totally fine, but it just didn't, again, it didn't do anything that made me go, oh, I need to watch this again. Except for the ending, which has been done before, and I won't spoil it here, but the ending has been done before a lot, and I felt like it was done better in a lot of movies like this, vampire movies. So if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about, but it's totally fine. But the one thing I can give this movie, and it's such a small little thing, but the last, like, shot of this movie is one of my favorite shots I've ever seen. Like, literally watching this, I was like, this whole movie before that was dull and just very uninteresting, but then the ending shot, I was like, that is one of the coolest ending shots I've ever seen in any movie. That was incredible. And it's only a shot. Like, it's only, like, the final minute of the movie, but I was like, oh my god, like, that, it doesn't forgive the rest of the movie for me for being not very interesting, but god, that last shot was just incredible. Literally one of those beautiful things I've ever seen in a movie. I was just sitting there like, oh my god, like, I wish I loved this movie because that was incredible. But overall, I really didn't love it. It was just really just nothing. There was nothing that I really enjoyed or clinged on to. It was just average vampire movie with, like, average performances. Like, they weren't bad, they were just fine. It's like there's nothing that hooked me. And I heard this was a graphic novel before, and I don't know if they could have made it better with a better person making this. I don't know who made this, but they could have made a better film than this, because it was just, for me personally, just pretty boring and uninspired. So, with a very cool premise and an extremely awesome final shot. So overall, this one was just, there's not very much to talk about, but it really just, again, try not to repeat myself, but it was pretty lackluster with a great concept and a very incredible ending shot.